Right now, Pittsburgh's best sports show is about to begin. Call us or tweet us. We got things to talk about on the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call.
Thank you very much, Susan. Welcome, everybody, to the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call. I'm your host, Josh Taylor, and tonight for Bob Pompiani, Rich Walsh is down in Charlotte preparing for the ACC Championship game. And joining me in studio from the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, also has his own show on 93.7 The Fan, the Paul Zeise Show. Paul Zeise joins me in studio.
How you doing?
Doing okay. How you been?
I'm all right. I've been a little bit under the weather, but I'm okay.
Pom's been a little bit under the weather too, so Pom, hopefully you're resting up, feeling better. You're getting ready to head out tomorrow. You're heading over to Charlotte, Paul, for the ACC Championship game. Of course, Pitt and Clemson. A little bit of a personal angle for you. Your son Elijah's playing in it. So let's start there with the ACC Championship game. We know Pitt's a heavy underdog in this game. Now, here's another thing we know. The Miami game, I like to set that one aside because there's a lot of different things happening before that game came about. That 6-game run where they won 5 out of 6, I think this is a thing that stuck out. They ran for 100 yards in each of those games. But in the 5 games they won, they ran for 150 plus. I think it really started to accentuate the run game being a primary factor and the fact that they became more of a ball control offense. And that's what really led to a lot of success.
Yep, but that's probably not going to be the formula if they're going to beat Clemson. The biggest thing with Clemson is that front seven is ridiculous.
Yes.
When I say ridiculous, I mean ridiculous. And they're not going to probably have nearly as much success running against them. They're going to have to – if they're going to win, Kenny Pickett is going to have a good day throwing the ball. And the good thing is, as well as Clemson recruits, they got 4 or 5 stars all over the place. Their safeties aren't great, and their corners aren't great. Believe it or not, you can throw against them. South Carolina showed that last week. There was a lot of, South Carolina, scored points against them, but you've got to be able to complete passes, and you've got to be able to get the ball out quick because that front seven's coming to get you. So if they're going to win, a couple things need to happen. Kenny Pickett has to have a big day. I don't believe they're going to be able to run for 250 yards against Clemson. They're just not. I'd be shocked if they run for 150, to be honest. He's going to have a big day. And 2, they're going to have to steal a touchdown or 2.
Okay.
A return, and strip sap, fumble.
Got a couple guys that can do it in a return game.
Yeah, exactly. They're going to have to get at least one of those, I think, easy touchdowns. Because to win this game, let's be honest, they're going to have to score at least 30.
You mentioned strip sacks. They got to deal with this quarterback Lawrence, who's been pretty good too. He's had a pretty good year. What are you seeing out of him, and how does he fit into what Pitt needs to do?
Yeah, the big thing with him is he's poised for a freshman. He's really poised. But again, they've got to pressure him, right? And they've got to make sure that when he has opportunities to stand back there, that's when he's really dangerous. The other thing about it is, if you've watched Clemson, when he's not connecting down the field, they'll go to those little wide receiver screens, and it looks like they've got it doesn't matter which, they've got about 9 guys that can take it to the house. Doesn't matter who they throw it to.
A lot of athleticism on the outside.
It's ridiculous. So there's a lot you've got to worry about with his offense. As I said, they're going to score 30 points. Pitt's, in order to win, Pitt realistically is going to have to score at least 31, maybe 35 points. Realistically. And that's with Pitt's defense playing really well.
Exactly.
So that's what I see.
Let's shift gears because not only is football going on this weekend, that's Saturday. Friday, you got the first round in the NCAA tournament for the volleyball team. They're the ACC champions. Plus, you also have the city game going on at PPG Paints Arena. Pitt coming off a close loss to Iowa, had the ball at the last second, chance to win it. Layup attempt doesn't go in. Pitt 6-1. Jeff Capel talked about it, and he said he was very impressed with how his team reacted to it. A lot of guys were frustrated that it didn't happen, but they weren't down on themselves, and they weren't just happy that they were in it, but they wanted to win that game. Now, I'll ask you this question going into this matchup against Duquesne. Paul, I'll ask you this. What have you seen from this team so far? What's the difference with Jeff Capel in this first handful of games that you've seen from last season? And what about the players themselves, maybe the holdovers that have been here from last season?
Well, I think a couple of things. Obviously, they play a lot harder on defense.
Yes.
Play a lot better and a lot harder on defense. That's number one. And number 2, I would say the other thing about it is those 3 young guards are really dynamic. Really, they are much more athletic, much better than anything they've had the last couple of years. So they're more athletic. They play better defense. They play harder.
I like seeing what some of these veterans holding over have done, too. I'm really excited to see what Jarrett Wilson-Frome does. He's one of my favorite guys.
And your alma mater,
on this roster.
It's going to be an interesting game.
I would have to say the same thing. We will take a break. We'll take some phone calls. We'll read some tweets when we come back. Stick around.